Okay, welcome back to the channel. So, I've been hyping up the stock for the last few days, and I actually bought some today. If you didn't know, basically, rough figures, this is a natural graphite company. Natural graphite goes into the battery anode, lithium-ion battery, but these guys are mostly selling it to the expandable graphite market because they're getting a better price now. The battery anode stuff gets about $700 a ton, and the expandable graphite market, which I know nothing about, apparently gets like $1,200 to $1,500 a ton. And in the future, I expect the battery anode market to increase in price. That's just today figures. They're expecting shortfall for the graphite and the anodes 2025, 2026, where you'll probably see a price increase. Not sure how big it'll go. Lithium went crazy. Graphite might not go so crazy. Seems like there's a lot of graphite out there, but it's a lot of lithium as well. It's just about getting out of the ground the most economical way. So, taking 2025 is going to be a lot of graphite players. So why not pick the lowest cost ones, and they'll be the ones setting the price basically, because you can't go lower than the lowest cost, if that makes any sense. So moving along, so Walkabout Resources, rough figures, 63 million. Always go here for your market cap. I think it's actually 55 million. And they've got a mine. They just have to spend 10 million more on the mine. So take that 55 to 65. So you bought out the whole company, finished paying off the mine, and then they're saying you're going to make $22 million after all costs each year for 20 years. So spend $60 million and get $22 million a year for 24 years and beyond. And that price of $22 million can increase if the graphite price goes crazy, which it could do, might not do. I'll leave that up to your opinion, do your own research. So let's walk about resources. So I might just come along to graphite. So it's like, are people actually making money on graphite? Well, yeah, they are. So you can read this thing about Walkabout Resources. They just went really cheap. They raised money at some cheap price. They need to raise another 10 million to get finished the mine, which they're going to do through a loan, not through diluting the share price. So look, they've already got this in place. Seems quite cheap in my thing. Just let me know your opinion. Is there something I'm missing? Is this cheap for a reason? So they could build it and not really even sell the graphite to anyone. That's a risk. But I said 25 million, which is what they're expecting to make. If they make 10 million, if you've paid 60 million, they're going to make 10 million a year. That still seems like a pretty good deal if they only get 50% of where they're going to go. Take mine. Looks like graphite will be the anode material choice. Unless something comes out of nowhere and surprises it. But anyway, so we'll go to SYR, who's a $1 billion company. So they're only just making a bit of money on the graphite. If we go here, cost $709, selling it for $716. So just making money. That's because they had some disruption. I think they got attacked by like rebels on their mine in Tanzania or wherever it is, Africa, somewhere in Africa. They expect when it gets back to normal, they'll be making it for $430 to $480 a ton. Nothing about WKT. They're getting grid power. These guys using diesel, which is costing them an escalation of $86 a ton. So yeah, if you got a good power source, you might be ahead of the other guys who don't. Hydropower or something like that, solar power. I'd expect these guys to build a solar plant too to cut down the diesel. Not sure, they probably will do it. If it makes money, it makes sense. And guess what? If you're thinking it's a good idea, they'll probably think it's a good idea as well, and they'll probably do it. So yeah, when they get back to cost, to make $300 a ton. Take in mind, lithium companies, if you look in 2020, they thought they're going to make these small margins too, like not even, so like 400 out of the ground, 800 selling it. Now they're getting it out of the ground for 400 and selling it for like 5,000. That's why all lithium prices and companies have gone crazy. So graphite could be next if there is a shortfall. So this is a $1 billion company who's like selling it in bulk. Got deals with Tesla. They got downstream things as well. Pretty much right now, these guys can't. Well, 1 year they couldn't even sell the graphite they're making because there's not enough demand right now. But come 2025, that demand's going to grow, and it's going to grow and grow, and they'll need to spend that money to build the mines. So who knows? Graphite might not. Playing devil's advocate, everyone's got graphite. They can spend a little money to do a little bit of thing, spend more money, so it gets flooded. That could happen with graphite. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I expect it could go in shortfall. Time will tell. We're going to need a lot of graphite. I think it's 4 million tons per year in 2030, and then like that per year every year after. So a lot of graphite needed. Could be like the next oil, and who's ever a low cost producer will be like the Saudi Arabia. Okay, so what can I do? Also, another share. Someone showed me, a viewer. Thanks for that viewer. I think his name was About Time. Now coming up, it's only 6 million for this company. So if I didn't know any better, if they said a target, we got a target resource of 100 million tons at this grade, I'd probably just expect this company worth 15 million, which is a 3x to what it is now. Because it's so low, it can jump on news. So that's just, yeah, it's not plain mud of how much graphite they have in the ground, and if it can get to the anode. But 20 kilometers, it starts about 100 meters wide, and if you look at this picture down here, you see how deep it is. So they've drilled it, there's already graphite there. Judging by that depth, looks like 500 meters and keeps going down, so could have a lot of graphite. Like if they have 100 million tons at 10%, that's 10 million tons in the ground. I think it's all on the one spot. If you got this picture up here, look, they've got a prospect here, prospect there. So who knows? Location, probably not too bad. I just think this is all going to get out of the ground and go to China in shortfall. Could be wrong. So it looks like they're about 300 kilometers from Darwin. We do know CXO, who's getting lithium out of the ground, for lithium hard rock out of the ground for $500, selling for $5,000, or just about to anyway. They're around here somewhere. They had a really low capex, under $100 million. I think even USD here. So that's right. If you're near a capital city, you're gonna have a low capex, meaning you're not gonna have to raise all this money, dilute your share price, and therefore your share price doesn't increase like you want it to. So capex is a big thing. Remember that. If you're gonna raise 200 million, the person giving you that $200 million is going to want some of the pie. So just know that when you're investing, capex is pretty important in my opinion. And that's them here. So yeah, they have to truck it down here. If this guy's quoting to truck it here, it's probably going to be about twice as cheap to truck it there, I would think. Just being logical. I'm talking a bit of crap, but who cares? So we'll go back through it. WKT, graphite schist. I know they say that's another risk in there. I don't even know anything about graphite really, and they say there's flake graphite prevalent in there. So who knows? This could be graphite that can't go into battery anode for all I know. And that's the risk. You might want to ring. I might actually ring this company, see what I can find out. So moving along, SYR. So $1 billion company right there. I wonder how much they were about 5 years ago. Loading. Oh my god, whoa. Dilution. Anyway, so moving along, you can go through their and the quarterly report. So that's the thing about Africa. I think they got attacked by rebels or something. Look that up yourself. Stopping production. So that's a risk in these bad countries. Moving along. Yeah, if I didn't already tell you, I bought into WKT today. Sizable amount. I think people doing a low bid at 9.6, and I just said 10 cents because that looks very cheap, as I already said before. So I'll leave that at this, and let me know any graphite stocks you see. I'm happy to give you my opinion. Take in mind, I'm very uneducated and stupid, so it could be totally wrong. And that's it from me. See you in the next episode.